I'm okay with stealing things from dead people.
We got him on the record.
Is it on?
Yeah.
So we're live?
We're live, baby.
All right. Lassen Sie uns die Show auf die Straße bringen.
Amen.
Let's get this show on the road.
I forgot about it.
Movie night. Movie night. Movie night. Ain't no doubt we about to watch one. Movie night. Turn it on. Gotta get it started. Let's watch a movie tonight. 'Cause movie nights are always the best of times. Gotta keep on watching. Keep on watching. Got to keep on watching. Keep on watching. Got to keep on watching, and that we do. We just watched the movie with the title M, a 1931 German movie that was originally titled Ein Tag sagt einen Morde.
I didn't know that. They made a good decision.
And that means a city looking for a murderer.
Oh, really?
Yep, so that was the original title.
At least we made it specific.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much what this whole movie was about.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I didn't like it very much. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, you want to go already? I mean, I didn't like it very much, but I was pleasantly surprised with a movie made from 1931 in black and white with German.
So I did my vote, and then I heard you say that, and I kind of was like, oh, I might go with my second vote.
I think, that's what I was thinking was, like, ours are going to be, it could have gone many different ways on my rating. I mean, this movie is like nothing I've ever seen before, and nothing that I would ever watch again.
It's cinematically displeasing.
Is that what you think?
Everything about it kind of like pissed me off. So like the situation where like they would knock on the door and it wouldn't make a noise. They would throw the blinds across and it wouldn't make like a classic blind noise. You didn't notice that every time there was a sound effect, there was nothing?
I don't think that was intentional. I think they just didn't have.
They didn't have the technology. I know,
Yeah.
I know. But I'm saying like.
Have you ever seen those people?
But also, I saw a dude with a power drill. I didn't know those were invented.
Oh, there were several things that I was a little surprised by. Have you ever seen those people whose job it is to make sounds that sound like sounds?
Yeah, and they do it with like.
Phenomenal job.
Also,
I guess there is no technology. You just need a microphone.
Why wouldn't they make the sound of the thing with the thing that's making the sound?
Like when they're like opening a door and they're shuffling feet and they're rubbing sandpaper together.
Yeah, it's like just shuffle your feet.
Yeah.
I don't get that part, but it always ends up pretty good.
Those videos are pretty entertaining though.
It's incredible how they do it. Like I think one of the ones I saw was like how they made Avatar: The Last Airbender, and the girl's like, "Oh, and this is like the firebenders when they're walking on their boat because it's metal," and then she just gets a sheet of metal and then just starts stomping. So I guess she like stomps for that.
This is the movie.
No, that was The Last Airbender, like the one that Taylor likes.
Do they do that stuff for real movies or like just animated movies?
I think they do it for all movies.
Like people are making the sounds of shuffling feet using sandpaper in all movies.
But also, why would you employ them once like you had that sound bite?
Exactly.
Just copy that soundbite.
Or can you not just, like you were saying, do the real thing and record it one time and then use it forever?
Yeah, they should be able to, but I don't know. We gotta keep these people employed. That's all I know.
All right, I'm locked in on that. You want to give a rating?
Sure.
All right, these I would be shocked if they're within 0.5 of each other.
Really?
Well, I just feel like it could have been. They could have gone anyway.
Okay.
All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
5.2. Oh, wow. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't watch it again. I gave it that rating solely based off of its...
Because it's IMDb Top 100.
That could help. I mean, that certainly helped. But I
it
thought
made
it
me
was
think of it in
way more entertaining than I would have was expecting.
It made me not want to watch like movies like Casablanca and shit of that nature.
Well, at least that one's in English.
Yeah. Oof.
I've never seen it, but I'm sure it's from the same
Yeah, but
time.
I mean, heck, I don't know. I gotta come to the truth with the fact that maybe I'm just not the best movie rater, but like
I think that was probably your best one yet.
5.2. You said 7.1 averages to
Did I say 7.1 or 7.2? Anyways, that's like a 6 point. Let's go
2.
6.2.
6.2.
6.2. Yeah,
Which is not our worst movie
watch
yet.
It again. And
Absolutely
it didn't deserve
not.
to be the worst movie yet, so I'm glad I didn't rate it as low as you.
Good.
Because I don't think it deserved that.
Really? I think just the fact that it was
I
like...
will not watch it again. Ever, ever, ever.
7s.
So 6s is good for that.
What's like a 7 that we voted on?
Murder Mystery.
Want to watch
2.
that again, but 8s and 9s are like, especially 9s, but 8s watch again.
Have we even had any 9s?
We had Last of Us at a 9.2, and I think we both rated that the same.
Yeah. Bullet Train might have been a 9, but that's in the Lost Files.
Yeah.
Forever and ever.
Yeah. What even happened to that
Speaking of, how's the audio looking right now?
It's looking good.
We just had a change of scenery, moved podcast rooms. We're still working on some new stuff, so
We sure are.
yeah.
Yeah, John slaved away this weekend at a wedding in Texas while I got our
and somehow
our new
I
stew.
Still found time to watch the movie by Sunday
I
night.
did, and I made my games.
Yeah, okay.
I was moving shit around this
God.
place like crazy.
I was hanging out with my friend Durs, and I still had time to watch.
Congrats.
All right.
I got John gave me this glass desk that you see before me. And he also gave me about 4 other glass desks that were just absolutely a burden upon my home.
What did you end up doing with them?
I put them on the front yard. I wrote free desk on a piece of cardboard.
They were nice desks.
They were gone within 24 hours.
I knew they would be.
Yeah, like Hudson, this one guy pulled up like looking like he was interested in the desk. And Hudson like called me out to the road and was like talking to the guy. I was like,
hey man, I'm not selling free desks.
I was like, no.
Take them and go.
Yeah, and then he was like, oh, I just want to break them apart because
hey man,
I need to put them in my van. And I'm like, I'm not breaking apart anything for you. And then he was like,
free desk.
no, that's not what I'm saying. And then I'm like, then what am I doing out here? Just take the desk and leave. I don't want to see the desk. I don't want to talk about the desk.
I honestly thought I did you a favor.
Oh, a favor.
They were nice glasses.
A burden upon me.
Oh my God.
I'm not trying to make
It
a
was a
quick
burden to me.
65. Oh, so it was a burden to you.
It was a double burden.
And then you
If
thought
I had known it was gonna be a
you were going to be
burden,
doing me a favor.
It was a burden to move them here.
I bet they were heavy. And
I moved them.
yeah, you didn't even have to carry them. You didn't even
Paid
lift a
them
finger.
Top dollar.
You didn't even lift a finger to get those desks here.
I was never good.
And then I came home from work one day, and all of a sudden there's 7 desks and 6 office chairs in my house. Like I'm about to make the next Apple. Pear. Wasn't that what it was called on Zoe 101?
It was something.
Pear phone? It was definitely Pear.
I don't recall Zoe 101 too much.
Ooh.
Is that how it goes?
Really? I know you see me standing here. Do I look good, my dear?
Do I look good today?
Yeah.
Yeah. The song I could really get.
Like what?
Drake and Josh?
Never thought that it'd be so simple, but... Did you see the thing about Drake disappearing?
He reappeared, I think.
Yeah, it was like when they said that Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was dead. Do you remember that?
Did that happen?
For multiple years. And he kept saying, like, guys, I'm not dead.
There was a thing about John Cena being dead.
Yeah, well, you just can't see the guy.
Yeah.
Who's to tell he's not dead?
But they brought it up on this podcast I listened to, and he
Bing chilling.
freaked out about it.
Oh, like he was
like,
worried?
guys, this is not a joking matter. Yeah, and it was really awkward.
I would have been like, who knows?
Maybe you're dead.
Maybe I am dead.
Did you have time to create a plot summary?
Yeah, I had time for everything, John. You son of a bitch.
When I was texting you, you seemed really
I was running back
stressed
and
about
forth.
time.
You were stressing
So
me
I
out,
just
you
wanted
son
to
of a
make
bitch.
sure you were okay with time.
Yeah, you weren't. You didn't care if I was okay or not. You just wanted results.
You want me to go first? Or you to go first.
Mine's not great, so I'll go first.
All right.
Yeah, we have a little puppy mail.
Yeah.
My dog's got a little window into.
Podcast dog.
Yeah. He'll probably be able to be seen once we do the cameras.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, we'll be able to see him.
Oh,
So that's cool.
funny.
All right, this is my plot summary for M. M is a movie about a psychotic man who is infatuated with children. As he keeps murdering, the town shuts down. The civilians have to keep a steady curfew and are continuously raided by police, which puts a dampening on criminals' day-to-day activity. The cons realized this. The cons realized that if the man remained, they could not go about their business as usual, leading to the capture of the murderer and justice being served.
Yeah, so you didn't have time.
I wrote it. I wrote it at 7:55.
You normally bring it.
I just described the movie.
Yeah, you did. That was the movie. All right. Plot summary. M is for Maravich. This movie seems to be the Pistol Pete of cinema. It's short. It sounds German. It was good for its time. But if you were to list it amongst the greatest of all time, it would be solely based off how it ranked against others in its own time period. For a movie made in 1931 and in black and white, I was oddly surprised at how well it kept my attention. A child murderer is on the loose, and all of Berlin is up in arms. The police are looking for him, and so are the crime bosses of Germany. All of them except Adolf Hitler. He is quickly captured, and justice is not served. The end.
Nice.
That was the movie.
Yeah, I counted 3 Hitler mustaches throughout this movie.
Were they really rocking them?
Yeah,
I
at
didn't
least
notice.
there was one guy for sure that rocked a Hitler. Sometimes it was like side profile Hitler, so you really didn't
So it was popular at the time.
you didn't get the full Hitler.
Or, I mean, he could have been, I think he might have been popping off at this time.
I mean,
Movie
yeah,
came
that's
out
what I'm
in
saying.
1931.
1931.
He was like just now starting to be like, hey guys, the Jews screwed us in
No,
World
no,
War One.
no. Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, and then these poor Germans had to be put on curfew.
In the movie?
Yeah.
Well, let's start from here. I got setting the exposition. A city is looking for a murderer. 8 kids have been abducted, and now everyone is on edge.
Was it 8?
Yep, Elsie Beckman was the 9th.
Elsie. Yeah, that kept freaking me out.
Elsie Beckman lets a stranger buy her a balloon as a mom waits for a daughter who will never return.
Yeah, and so with the balloon situation, I wrote down
creepy balloon.
I wrote down first, it was the scariest balloon I've ever seen to date.
A little Vienna sausage man.
Yeah, and she was like, "Oh, it looks so pretty."
Yeah, he
That's
did
not
not.
German.
He did not look
Also,
pretty.
but I didn't realize was that the person making the balloons was a blind homeless guy.
So now you're pretty.
I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, that's a pretty good balloon, Chief.
And
That's
he's the
true.
reason that we got caught. He got caught.
Yeah, the blind guy was actually the MVP.
He said, "Hold on, I've heard that whistle before."
Dun.
Do you know that?
Yeah, I actually looked it up because I was wondering.
What's the oldest song of all time?
That's what you were wondering.
That was what I was wondering when I heard that whistle.
And what'd you come up with?
I didn't. I just asked the question in my head.
When I heard
I
the
wrote it down
whistle,
in my
I was
notes.
like, I wonder if that's where this song is from. It's not. The song's
What?
like it's a famous song.
Oh.
What if this movie is what made it famous, and that's what also made this movie famous? It's the whole thing with the song.
Oh no,
You know,
that can't be it.
this song was called "In the Hall of the Mountain King," and it was made in 1875. And you've heard it before. It goes.
What's like? What's the time where you can like
It's in
remember
the movie The
hearing it?
Grinch.
Oh really?
Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking like Get Smart.
I think it is in Get Smart. It's
Okay.
also a Night at the Museum too.
Really?
Mona was over and she was reading this off.
Mona?
She watched the movie with me.
Oh, I always like.
Taylor KO'd.
Oh, but what I was thinking is I kind of feel bad for Taylor because I mean this is our job.
Yeah.
This is how we put food on the table.
Oh, and you're saying that she has to sit through it?
Sit through some.
Well, give it a round of applause for the old mother-in-law that just sat through a 19...
Mona?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
1931
know.
tournament.
She didn't deserve that.
Hey, we were invested.
She liked it?
She was watching it. We shared a couple of laughs.
Really?
We were like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe you would have ranked it at 7.2 if you were watching
If I was sitting with
at
you.
my house. Like
I don't
asked
like-
you to come.
I don't like watching the movies that we're rating
Trust
with
me,
you.
it's a bigger burden on me than it is on you. He's the murderer. No, wait, no. She's the
That
murderer.
is... Okay, the only reason I did that is because it was a murder mystery film, and if you say it afterwards, nobody gives you any props. So I had to
That's
say
fair.
it prior to
But you
be
did
like,
a lot more talking.
I told you so.
God dang, she's trimmed.
I didn't say that.
What was that girl's name? You talked about her the whole movie.
Madison Klein.
Madison Klein. I am inclined to look at you.
I am inclined. That's where you should stop that.
It was the start of a good joke.
Yeah.
Okay, so it opens up in that little part with these kids playing this really sketch game. You know? Did you remember?
Oh yeah, it's like eeny meeny miny mo, but it's black man.
The
No,
murderer. Bad man.
no, it's man in black,
Yeah.
not black man.
Because what happens next is he chops him up with a cleaver into little bits.
Yeah,
And
it
they're,
was
like,
so
singing,
weird.
Like, stop singing that song.
And they're like, "Who's gonna get killed next? You."
Yeah. And so these kids are about 10, and the year is 1931, and so they all grew up to be little Nazis.
Oh, they were Jew hating little kids.
Yeah, they were thinking about chopping into bits.
Oh man, they were going through it.
Yeah.
Also, like when it's movies like this, the only thing I can think of when I'm looking at these people is like, they're all dead.
Oh, in real life?
Yeah,
Oh.
in real life.
Well, that's not the case. I have a game to describe that.
That's your game?
That game's later, but
Is Elsie alive?
I sure hope so.
I know.
Let me tell you this. This game is called Herstory Crime. All right.
So like nursery rhyme, but nursery crime.
Yeah, because
really
of it.
good.
All right, and all these like little playground games and nursery rhymes are based off something. And a lot of times it's a little sketch.
Oh
So it's-
yeah, I've heard the stories.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. Which one of these, and don't guess until I'm done. Which one of these is Ring Around the Rosie based off of? A. Jack the Ripper. B. The Bubonic Plague. C. Going to a murderer's funeral. D. Brushing his teeth.
I'm gonna go bubonic plague.
You are
Ashes to
correct,
ashes,
sir.
they all fall
They all
down.
fall down. And
And I don't know anything about bubonic.
yeah. All right. Baba Black Sheep. Is it about A, a disease that makes sheep's wool turn black and unusable? B, interracial relationships? C, a tax on wool? D, a toothbrush?
I'm gonna say a tax on wool.
Wow, you nailed it.
I'm glad it wasn't the interracial
Yeah,
relationships one.
Yeah. So anyway.
We love those.
Yeah, big fans. So, last one. Which of these is not about Queen Mary the First? Is it A, Bloody Mary? B, Mary, Mary, quite contrary? C, Mary had a little lamb? Or D, Three Blind Mice?
Honestly, dude, I thought you were gonna be like the Holly Flax, like brushing his teeth again. So
That's why I did it the first two times.
I didn't listen. Go again,
All right.
please.
Which of these is not about Queen Mary the First? Bloody Mary,
Bloody
Mary,
Mary.
Mary, quite contrary, Mary had a little lamb, or the Three Blind Mice?
Mary had a little lamb.
Man,
Really?
yeah, 3 for 3. Good job.
I'm smart as the Dickens.
Yep, you are.
Hey, that was good. That was a good game,
Yeah.
especially because I won it so easily.
So, anyways,
Okay, so they said the man in black who will make mincemeat out of you. That was like it was like eeny meeny miny mo, but it was like you're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're gonna die.
yeah, and they're like, stop singing that song, especially since all the kids are getting snatched up and murdered. That's what it immediately says. You see this poster, and it's like 8 kids snatched up and murdered.
Yeah.
But did they ever find any bodies? They kept on calling him a murderer, but they're just like
Gone,
just seemed abducted and
kidnapped.
gone.
Maybe we didn't have a word for that yet.
Back in the day, they were just like, if they're gone, they're murdered.
Oof, and especially because like it seemed like nobody knew how to find evidence on anything. Like
Yeah.
I could go back in time and like been like,
The guy left no evidence, so what were you expecting him to leave? Like, I mean, what back in 1931 was
Right.
going to seal the deal?
well, they said something like, did we check fingerprints? I'm like, oh,
I was shocked by that. That's
Wow.
why I was shocked. So
Yeah.
they have his fingerprints, and they draw it down. I mean, they have it like written down, and then they look at fingerprints that are drawn. I guess they like. Or
It was
I
just drawn? It wasn't
I'm
the
sure it
ink
was
stuff?
stamped. I'm sure it was inked.
Okay.
But I guess they drew the first one.
right.
So I guess when they had criminals, they would ink their fingerprints, and then they would just have to one by
Etch a
one-
sketch the
What?
thumbs.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, like, draw it all out?
The first one, I imagine, if you saw, how do you think they got the first thumbprint? Like off of a wrapper or something. Like if the guy left something, how did they get his fingerprint?
Just like a little bit of, like, dust.
What do you mean?
I mean, you dust over the fingerprint. It becomes real. And then you put a little piece of plastic over it.
Is that would work?
I don't know.
I was shocked
But
they
I don't-
had fingerprint science back in 1931, but they'd look at his fingerprint and compare it to others. Didn't work.
Yeah.
But it was a nice try.
I thought they were like, oh, this is tomfoolery. We don't even have this type of
Maybe they said that. I didn't catch that. Well, this guy, so Elsie Beckman's walking down the street. 8 kids have been kidnapped at least, and the word on the street is they're murdered.
Correct.
And this guy offers to buy this girl a balloon.
Here's what I had issues with that.
Says yes.
Also dumb. It's like,
What?
It's
what
like,
kind
hey,
of
kids.
parenting? Hey, the first thing first. Hey, don't talk to anyone. I mean,
Yeah, that's
8
what they
kids
should
are
have said.
murdered.
don't talk to anybody you don't know. But here's like, it's like when you tell a kid, fresh day, it's like, hey kid, I got candy in my van. And then the parents are like, if somebody offers you candy, do not go. And then,
What about a balloon?
and then, I mean, there's still pictures on the milk cartons. So, I
Yeah.
mean, we ain't doing too good. Are there? Did we stop doing that?
I've never seen a child on milk.
Really?
Have you?
No, but I feel like
I mean, that's a thing.
it
I've heard
definitely
of.
used to be a thing.
Yeah. Maybe back
It should
then.
maybe still be a thing.
There probably wasn't even room on the milk carton back in Berlin. during this
Yeah.
thing. 8 kids? I feel like
Oh,
I've only
man.
ever seen, like, missing children on, like, a Walmart bulletin board.
It was always a bulletin board. I was thinking Publix, but same type of vibe.
Yeah.
Like you walk out, you're like, oh man, that's super sad. And then you go about your day, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Just like an Amber Alert. I look at an Amber Alert and I say, shut up!
I've never read an Amber Alert.
I read it. It's
You
like
do?
white Subaru 2017.
I'm like, there's no way I'm going to do anything good with this.
No.
Yeah.
Even if I had the license plate number. I'm sorry.
No way I'm going to notice that license plate.
Are you paying me? I'm just kidding. That's not what it's about. But also, like, they kept, like, offering, like, $10,000 or 10,000 doubloons, whatever their currency is over
Yeah.
there. And I think it, like, hindered them. Because people were worried more about getting the money than they were about stopping the bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
Because the dude's, like, jiggling the knob in the attic, and the guy hears him jiggle the knob. He runs down 6 stories of stairs, past 20 different people, doesn't tell them anything, and then gets, like, the safe cracker.
Yeah.
I guess, like, just, like, pretty much, like, trying to prove that he was the one that actually got him. That was how I took it.
Oh, I didn't know what his deal was.
But he needed the safe
Was
cracker
it
to open the
locked?
door,
Yeah.
and then they turned the freaking knob, and I was pissed.
Was it-
They, like, grab the doorknob, and they turn it down, so on the other side it turns down, too. And then the killer with his freaking bulgy
Yeah.
bud eyes. I mean, that dude might have been a killer.
In real life?
Yeah,
He got famous.
What?
He was in Casablanca after this, but this was his role.
Nah. I mean, he was good.
Yeah, he was good.
He was a
really
good killer.
got me creeped out. All right, let's go back to the top. You're getting ahead of yourself, and I have a feeling that a lot of people who listen aren't going to watch this movie. And hey, more power to you. No
Yeah,
need.
no need.
We covered it. So this guy kidnaps her, and he whistles the song. He like goes and buys her a balloon from the blind guy, and he whistles the dun 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 song. And so she gets kidnapped, and now everyone is up in arms and they're freaking out. And I like this scene. So there's like this girl gets kidnapped, and then they're like, they tell the public like it could be anyone, it could be your next door neighbor. He probably acts like an upstanding citizen. And these guys are like playing poker, and
Oh, yeah.
and the one guy's like, it could be your neighbor, and he goes, he like just calls that guy out.
He looks
it's
at him.
probably you because you're such a
Yeah.
creep.
Yeah.
And he's like, what?
What?
And then I like they do this in old movies a lot of times. They don't act like people act. They'll be like, boy, I yada, and they'll be like,
Yeah.
no, I yada, and then they'll be
Maybe
like,
that's how they acted.
in real life, like when they're up in
Yeah,
arms.
we'd have
like,
to ask Bully.
yeah, when they're up in arms and the crowd is mobbing and they're like, hey, hey. I'm like, dude, that's
Get 'em!
yeah, that is not what our mobs are like today. People
No.
clawing and scratching.
Oh yeah, we're way less civilized.
Yeah, we're falling backwards.
Oh, another. I had it, but I lost it. Keep
He
going.
goes, and so they start calling out people for being creeps. There was this other guy with
Oh.
glasses that they're like, you four-eyed creep.
Yeah, no, that was the scene I was talking about too. So this little girl walks up to this old dude. 95% of the people have a bowler hat on. Beast. But so I'm surprised you didn't wear your bowler hat. But that suits you better.
Yeah, this was
for the leader
full, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you have all this stuff on you. But,
I'm a costume connoisseur.
yeah, I guess. But anyway, so a little girl walks up to this old dude and it's like, "Excuse me, sir, do you have the time?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, little lady." And then he's like, "Oh, where do you live or whatever?" And then like that big Brutus dude walks out and is like,
huge, a massive of man.
yeah, he's like, "What do you want to know?"
Why are you asking, you four-eyed creep?
Yeah. I had to go after his bad eyesight.
I was a little bit shocked that they used the term four-eyed, but I like that.
I mean, a bunch of this stuff shocked me. The power tools, especially.
Here's a good one. I don't remember a power tool. Maybe I'm
The
just so
dude
used
drills
to 'em, I'm
through a
blind to
hole.
'em.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
The dude drills through a hole from one floor to the lower floor, and he uses like a.
Why were they drilling through the fluoride, in fact?
Because they didn't want to go through doorknobs because they thought there was going to be like an alarm system that would set off the police. Also,
Did they specifically
pretty
say
impressive.
that?
Yeah, he said something.
Here's
like
another thing that's impressive that I just got to. The creep sends a note, which is a little bit odd considering his speech at the end. Like, he didn't want to do this stuff, but in his note, he's like, "This isn't over yet. I'm coming for more." Which is a
Yeah.
weird thing for a guy who,
It was like his back was against the wall. He was like, "You think I want to do this? I'm mentally unstable." No, you're a freaking disgusting SOB.
But anyways, he writes that letter to the press, and they do an interpretation of his handwriting. I thought that was nuts that they had that science then.
Yeah, but that's not really science. That's just like some like professional writer giving his opinion on like how hard they press down there.
They know things about loops, scoops, pulls, and twists. I mean, they'll be like, right here, his loop is quite big, which means he has a small.
He was a little bit
peen, and
distressed. Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah, I'm sure that dude had a small peen.
Oh, for sure.
But that doesn't mean you have to be a killer.
Yeah. Then they mention the police are really busy, and they're like, there's 4.5 million people.
That's a lot of people.
And I'm like, well, where are all they? They're like, they're up in arms, and we gotta search them all. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, this, it only seems like the movies back then didn't really have money for a lot of extras.
Do you think
Seems
that
like
they
there's
were
like
even
200
like
people
doing extras back then, or was it kind of like, "Yo, we're filming a movie in your town. We
Back
need you
up.
to do this"?
Oh, yeah. I mean, probably.
Because like at the end with that scene, there was like 100 people there. Probably.
They probably didn't even like get people off the streets and stuff. They're like, hey, we're gonna film over here. Just
Do you want to be in a movie?
Stay back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
bet they weren't paying a lot of extras. Maybe they were like, you
No,
wanna
I
be in a
doubt they
movie?
even
Maybe.
paid. I mean, they probably
They'd
paid
be like,
him like.
what's a movie, sonny boy?
Yeah. Oh, you mean one of those picture films? like, I don't want to hear about it.
This is one of the first movies with words.
Oh yeah,
Actually,
but not
it's-
sound effects. I can't wait for that freaking movie.
Yeah.
Casablanca, they're gonna be shooting guns, and it's just gonna be.
One of the reasons this movie was liked is because movies with words were relatively new, actually. And when they came out, all they did was jibber jabber the whole time. People were like, they wanted to shut up. And here there was a lot of silent moments, and people liked that they were
The
more...
first silent moment that happened,
I
I paused my
I checked
TV,
my TV. You mean
pressed
that, like...
mute and unmute, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. I was like, wait.
I'm like,
'Cause
they're-
I actually paused it right before that moment. Take a little breather from this movie.
I
And
took
then
a 2-day
played it,
breather.
And I was like, huh. Did I mess something up during that pause?
Yeah. Oh man, like I was like,
It was like a long time.
it was like 2.5 minutes, and they're like walking the streets, and it's like an army. So like what you're supposed to be hearing is like, like
Yeah.
marching, like down the
It was
road.
dead silent.
Dead silent,
Yeah.
cinematically displeasing, like I was saying. And also, like, along that fact, it's like the plot, like the way they like the amount of time they gave to one thing, but didn't give enough time to another thing.
Uh-huh.
I think is what we figured out in movies.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't know. It just like there was parts of it I'm like, this is
What do you
weird
mean?
to me. Like they caught him
Very quick.
with like an hour and 15 minutes left in the movie, and I'm like, what the hell is going on the rest of this movie?
Yeah.
I mean, it was like okay,
Well,
but
a lot
like
of it was about the kangaroo court from like the public. That was like a big thing.
kangaroo court, is that what they called it?
That's like you call like courts that aren't really abiding by real laws or systems.
Just like kangaroos.
Like they just hop around.
Yeah, they
So
don't.
whatever
They don't abide by
they don't
nothing.
abide by no system. It's called a
Yeah.
kangaroo court. I think the Nazis like really ran a lot of those.
Kangaroo song.
Just by
Kangaroo
kind of
song.
like whatever laws you wanted to run it. So then the police are busy and they're like interviewing a bunch of people who are giving them false accounts of what happened. And there's these two guys in there and they're like, he was wearing a red jacket. And he's like, no, he was wearing a green jacket. And they're like, red, green. All right, good day, sir. Good day. And they're like, laugh. I'm like,
Okay.
That's just not how people argue and fight.
Also, how do they know what anything is?
True. I told this to Taylor. I said, I just have a hard time imagining these guys even seeing in color.
Yeah.
Like
I imagine they were just seeing in black and white until we
can't-
figured it out on
I can't
TV.
imagine. It's so hard for me to picture these guys in these movies seeing everyday life like us.
Yeah.
Like they see in color.
Yeah. I literally just think they're seeing like dogs do.
Yeah. In fact,
Dogs see better than them.
halfway through the movie, they're like, they said something about the green
Red
coats.
pencil.
Oh, red pencil. But they said something about the green coats, and they were talking to the, talking about the police
Yeah.
that they wore green coats. Which brings me to my game number 2.
Oh.
This game is called, oh wow, it's on the bottom. Alright, this game is called Guess That Color. I will have to tell them what they're looking at. I will show you a picture in black and white, and you have to tell them what color it is. This is a
I like
picture
the iPad.
of a
to the camera.
Coca-Cola can.
Red.
Red, good job. Started off easy.
Okay.
Alright. It was in fact red. Here, we have a firefighter. What color is his hat?
Red.
Yellow.
Damn it.
Couldn't tell, could ya?
No. Not even a little bit.
All right. What
How'd
color?
you find these?
What color is this here coat?
I'm going to say army green.
Wow, nailed it. How could you tell?
I couldn't.
He nailed it. All right.
All right.
Here we have a dog.
That's a blonde dog.
Ah, you're good at this. He is, in fact, a yellow lab.
Yeah, blonde.
As you can see, we are not cheating. All right. Here we have an elephant.
Gray. No.
You got got!
I would have guessed purple.
I knew you.
Boy, that's tough.
I knew you would get got by the purple elephant.
Yeah.
Here
Yellow.
I have a Corvette. Wow. I would have guessed. I would almost picked a red Corvette because I thought you would have guessed red.
Yeah.
It was, in fact, a yellow Corvette. All right. And the last one.
Black and white.
We have a rainbow. No. It's a rainbow. I want the colors in order.
Roy G. Biv. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, indigo.
Yeah, you got it. Way to go. Well, first you guessed that it was in black and white.
I don't know. There's like, isn't there like a rainbow like that means like
A black and white
something
rainbow?
different? I think it's like a symbolistic thing for like something like.
Means that all colors are really black and
Yeah,
white.
it means that we have white and black leprechauns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now the police are looking all over town and they're breaking up.
They're screwing over the cons.
Yeah, so that brings me to the rising action. The loose killer is disrupting organized crime as police stage frequent raids to question known criminals. The crime bosses of Berlin's Ringverein, led by Der Schrenker, the safecracker, decide to conduct their own manhunt using the beggars of Germany. And so basically the police are cracking down on everything and messing up with the crime boss's business.
Yeah. Well, also I'll say this: it's a shock that we could even see what was happening in this movie with the amount of smoke that were.
Oh my god, it was awesome! I was laughing.
Oh, it was so cool. If I didn't have respect for this home, I would have bought 2 cigars
Yes.
and just smoked the hell out of this bedroom.
If how much they were smoking in this movie was in a present day movie, it would be clear parody or a joke.
Oh, it'd be
But
like
in this
Mad
movie,
Men or something.
I don't think it was intended to be like.
No, it was just like them being like, okay, well, if I'm going to film this movie,
7 out of 8 guys were smoking, and they would have like
every single guy,
cigars.
if you didn't
this
smoke,
one guy had a cigar shoved into a pipe, and he was smoking it like that, which was awesome.
yeah, everything about it was sick.
Yeah, they had this lighter.
It was also disgusting. I mean, like,
yeah.
I wouldn't want to be in one of those rooms, but also for the time, like,
Yeah.
Bully was probably in one of those rooms.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, just
But remember, this is 1931.
ripping heats.
This is
Yeah,
almost
that was
100 years ago.
Yeah, so he was like what, 6?
Goodness. So, anyways, they go and they're like they go to this bar. I didn't know if they had a curfew or what.
I think they had a curfew. It was called the Crocodile Club.
And it was. Did they also like conduct?
I did not understand
prostituting
this scene.
business? Yeah.
It was like she
Why
was like,
would all these guys have fake IDs?
and they were like, "Show us your papers," and then they
The
were like,
papers are the ID, right? Like just
"Yeah,
an ID?
it's like pretty much more."
Why
I was
did
thinking like
every
a
single
passport.
person have a fake ID?
Yeah,
They were like
and then they're
50
like,
years old.
"It's the Crocodile Club for you,"
Yeah.
because like I was like, "What's going on here?"
I think maybe they were criminals of the past.
Oh, they were probably all criminals.
And so maybe they had fake ID. So
And they were all trying to get out of it, and then they were like, "Go to the precinct," and they were just like, "Oh," and then they just hopped in a van.
Yeah.
Like, and there's no calling people on this. The whole thing was like so like I couldn't have been a person back then.
What do you mean?
Knowing what I know now, like it's like, oh, I found the murderer.
Uh-huh.
What am I gonna do? Call the police? No, I'm gonna put white chalk on my hand and slap an M on his back. Like that's the type of shit they had to do back then.
I think the point of that was that the guy couldn't arrest him on his own. He wanted to get a crew together, and that's how they made sure to keep him marked.
But there were so many times that if I was in this situation, I would have just punched that dude in the frickin' jaw.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fair, but what if you thought this guy thought he couldn't beat him up? And he would just
I could have
get
beaten.
away?
I could have beaten that dude up.
Yeah, I think he could have. But what about that beggar on the street who hasn't eaten anything, and he's like,
Blind.
yeah, blind guy's certainly not. beating
Yeah.
him up.
He said, "Wait, I've heard that whistle before."
At the bar that they had that like break-in that the cops came to, this guy lit his cigarette from like this cool pipe thing that like came from the bar.
Oh, really?
Oh man,
Was it like, oh wait, we should be lighting
yeah,
cigarettes
I don't
today?
know why we did away with it.
Yeah,
It
there
was nuts.
I can't think of anything else that I was like. The dudes were like, they walked into a house and they were like, "What are you doing? Close those blinds." And I couldn't even tell you how they closed the blinds, but it was almost like he pressed a button and they just went down.
Oh yeah, they flew down.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I was like,
And
how
then
did they
he closed
even...
them really quick.
Yeah.
And also there was no noise on the blinds.
I bet it's easy to close the blinds the way that they did, but I bet it's a pain in the ass to put them
I
back
feel
up.
like they used to always get tangled and stuff.
You think?
Mm-hmm. Mom,
Well,
Dad's
blinds
blind.
get tangled. Yeah, still. Nobody's really figured out the science to blinds. I mean,
I think those are just the cheap kind.
the pulley strings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who the hell built
Cordless
this
blinds
house.
are nice.
Oh, that's what we have.
Yeah.
That's what I had at the townhouses.
I don't know why you have corded blinds in here.
I'm
We
asking
don't
you.
even do that
I'm
anyway.
asking you, dog.
Mom must have specifically picked them.
Thanks a lot, Mom.
I don't know what.
I'm suffering. Once you put the blinds all the way up, the string is 75 feet long.
That's why they're like choking hazards for kids.
Oh, really? I can see
yeah.
that.
Here was a classic old timey thing: the meeting of the mob bosses, and that guy calls someone and asks her for the time, and then he sets 9 pocket watches to it.
Oh, really? I
But it
didn't see
wasn't.
this.
Oh my god! He calls this lady up on the old timey phone, and he goes, "What's the exact time?" And she tells him the time, and then he sets like 9 pocket watches to it, and it's not like a joke or anything. It's just like his
That's a
everyday life.
day-to-day.
I don't know if he gave it to the other guys to be like, "Hey,
This is where we're at.
this is the time. This is what
Yeah.
we're operating off of."
Right.
But he set like 9 pocket watches to this time.
What was the like dial thing? You remember when you had to like call into a lady,
And she makes the call
redirect
for
you? What were they called?
I don't know.
I don't know, but that was a real thing.
That's
for
a
me.
crazy job to have. Hello? All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to this person. Okay.
Right? Why couldn't they just? Why do
I
they
have no
to be middlemen?
idea.
I don't know why that was like the way it was. But this scene, why I thought was the best scene in the movie, because I thought it was kind of cool, and I bet it was pretty.
I thought the last scene was the best scene in the movie.
The very last scene.
Pretty much. No, not like very last. Like his interrogation.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
His speech was like pretty good.
Yeah, I was more
for a creep.
enthralled with like the civilians being up in arms, and he'd be like, "What are you gonna do? Murder me?" And they're all like,
Yeah, they were.
I thought that was funny.
I thought the best scene was because I think it was also probably pretty new and not done before. Is the police were talking about like how they were gonna plan to catch the bad guy, and then the mob bosses were talking about how they were gonna plan to catch the mob guy, and they was at the same time, so they would go back and forth. And I actually think that they might have been smoking on purpose for this scene.
To the fog.
Yeah, it was like really foggy and everyone's smoking in the room, so it was like a nice little transfer.
Honestly, it's like I picture the scene that you're talking about and everything.
Yes, but it seemed very cinematographic.
Yeah, especially for the time. But like without color, there was almost no way for me to decipher who was who.
Oh yeah, no way.
It's like the boys in blue. Like if the police officers were like in a nice little blue suit.
Black and white, you had to pay like way more attention.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy.
Especially when it's freaking German.
There would be like two people who were recognizable. The creep had his bug eyes, made him pretty recognizable.
Oh, completely recognizable.
The safe cracker, he was like a different looking guy.
Yeah,
I could have recognized him.
I didn't see his.
And then like one of the cops.
Okay.
They called him Pudgy something.
Oh yeah, Pudge.
That was funny. There was also a scene where I don't know if this is supposed to be funny, but it made me LOL. Did you see that butcher just house that sausage?
Huh?
There was a guy behind the counter, and he took a sausage and he just ate
one bite.
I mean, it was a big old.
I can
sausage.
like picture it, but I didn't like imagine like how big of a schnoz he just bit.
This guy just took like a
What do they call those?
What, a sausage?
No, but like, is it a bratwurst?
Yeah, I mean,
Germs?
he hammered a bratwurst from behind the counter
Yeah.
while he's giving people food.
Yeah.
And it seemed like that was just the norm.
Hey, before COVID, like, you didn't think about a person washing their hands.
That guy was getting high off his own supply.
True.
He was just hammering bratwurst.
Yeah, he was a big boy.
Yeah. So the bad guys have this meeting, and they decide that they are going to use the beggars on the streets to look after the kids because this bad guy is messing with business.
Messing with business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which makes sense, and honestly, like, it's the only. Actually, it's not the only reason he got caught because like they pretty much like parallel figured out who the killer was at the same time.
Yeah.
Because the cons figured out via the homeless people, and then
the cons made a lot more sense to me. The police, all of a sudden, they're in this guy's apartment.
No, the police. It was like, here's a list of the people. Here's the notes they wrote, and here's the like mental asylum or whatever it was that they were stationed in. And he had scratched off all the names, and the last name was the killer.
Why were they like? It looks like he wrote it on an old wooden table, and then it was.
I did not understand.
It was in the room they were in.
Yeah. And then they were like, "Well, this doesn't have the markings we were looking for.
Like,
this dude must have been bearing down like a moth.
It could be on the wooden table in our room."
No, it was like it could be on like the like awning by the window. Which like when I saw the wooden like platform below the window, I was like, he probably just wrote it on that.
Huh. But how did he get there? Where was he? Was that the police?
That was at his house.
That was at his house?
Yeah, when they saw
the
like the wooden table and everything.
Oh.
No, only one guy was there.
But then the other one met up with him.
Okay.
I was confused if that was his house, and that might go in with the black and white thing. Because you can't even.
It's so tough.
You can't even recognize the location.
No,
they
you can't
been back at the
decipher
police
anything.
precinct. They could have been at his house. Why did this creep weirdo who went to an insane asylum have a maid?
You know, he still.
How is that possible?
I said insane asylum, but I don't know if that was like definite.
Well, I think he was in the loony bin. I think you're right about that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, this was confusing to say the least.
Yeah, part of it was a little confusing.
The colorway was what really made it tough.
With the what?
The colorway.
What's that mean?
No color.
Ah, the way there was no color definitely made it.
Colorway? You've never heard that term?
Never heard that term.
Really?
That means black and white?
I don't know if it means black and white, but it means something to do with color. I figured I would have just said that and we would have moved on, but apparently I had to explain it more.
I'm a little stuck on colorway. There was a scene where they're hiring the beggars and...
Genius.
Yeah, great.
I mean, like, you could do that now.
Yeah, I think that was the main reason, like, this movie, they thought it had a good story. It was like, oh, these bad guys teamed up with the beggars.
Yeah, I mean, like, the plot of this...
It was a good idea, but it happened like this. Like, as soon as they come up with the idea, he's caught.
See, they put too much time towards certain things and less time towards other things.
It was like halfway through the movie before the crime bosses got together.
It was like they took too long to figure out how they were going to stop the guy. And then once they figured it out, they immediately stopped the guy. And then it was just like droning on for 40 minutes. I'm like, what are we going to do for the last 40 minutes of this movie?
Yeah. But there was this scene when they're talking with the beggars, and this one guy has got like a little tin can of all of his smokes he's collected.
Oh, yeah.
And how he was like organizing them from smallest to biggest and stuff.
Yeah, I hardly understood that.
It
was like they were assorting cheese.
I think he was assorting his own smokes.
And, well, I saw someone like assorting cheese, then like assorting bread slices.
Maybe they share it all and they just...
And then the smokes.
I don't know.
And then they were like at a sandwich shop. I was just so confused.
And they had they hired a midget actor. Probably the first of his kind.
I didn't see the midget.
He was in line to be one of the beggars.
Oh, really?
They had all kinds of guys.
You're saying hired. Like, I don't think these people are getting paid. If they are, it's 50 cents, you know?
That's
like,
probably plenty. Actually, probably way too much.
No kidding. They said the guy's two cognacs.
Two cognacs is $165.
I know. I wrote that down. I said, wicked deal.
Yeah, that guy got there. He hammered two cognacs. He gave him $165, and he got out of there.
Yeah.
So
back to the kids.
Dollar. But anyways, they had like all kinds of beggars with. They hired all kinds of actors for this movie that probably, a peg leg guy, a midget.
Oh, yeah. He said, knock on wood. That was funny.
Yeah, that was a good one.
The peg leg guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, man, being an amputee back then must have been tough. At least now, if it's like below the knee, it's practically like a leg, you know?
Yeah. So then we go back to the creep, and he's walking the streets, and he sees this girl, and he's licking his chops. Yeah,
like he's drooling at the mouth. It was really freaking gross. And his eyes really freaked me out.
He was a bug eye freak.
Yeah. Dude had a thyroid problem.
Mm-hmm. And so...
Did you know that?
Did he really?
If your eyes bulge... No, I don't know him specifically.
Do Shih Tzus have thyroid
maybe,
problems?
I don't know. But if your eyes bulge out of your head like that, maybe a thyroid problem.
Dad dated a girl whose Shih Tzu's eye popped out of its head.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Have you never heard this story?
I've heard it.
And then she called him, and she's like, "Oh my God, Sprinkle's eye just popped out of its head. What do I do? What do I do?" And then while she was on the phone, he goes, "Oh my God, the other one just popped out."
No, yeah, I do remember that. But
dude, if a dog's eyes pop out of its head and it's just hanging there,
you know that happens, and then they just take the dog's eyes. You know, it's just
if
a
it
blind
pops
dog.
out, it's gone.
Pretty
Can't
much.
pop it back in.
I don't know.
What if it's still got all the attachments?
I think it always has the attachments. I don't think the attachments lets go. I think it's like, could you imagine your eye just hanging out of your head and like?
That's like one of the grossest.
But
things
you
I
would
can imagine.
see. It would be like you were looking at your.
Oh, so you could look under your arm.
Yeah. Oh, which is funny because there was this camera angle when they just caught the guy, and there's this camera angle underneath the desk, and I bet they thought it was the best little camera angle of all time. And all you're seeing is this fat dude's nutsack.
Yeah. I was watching it with Mona, and I was like, all I can do is see that guy's
I'm like, dude, all I'm seeing is your balls, bro.
I was like, I wonder if she's thinking the same thing as me right now. Because all I can see is this guy.
And I'm like, dude,
he's sitting down, his pants are tight as the dickens.
I know, and he's just, one side of his pants is just...
Yeah, they were probably like, wow, hey guys.
2 pounds of balls.
I have the shot for you.
Do I have the nutsack for you? Like, this dude was gross. But yeah, we don't do that anymore.
So he snags this girl. So here's the climax I have. A blind beggar recalls selling a balloon to a man with Elsie Beckman on the day of her disappearance. He identifies a man due to the song he whistles while he performs his transgressions in the Hall of the Mountain King. Another beggar marks the man with a chalk M for murderer to make him easily identifiable and followable. He realizes he is being followed and escapes into a large office building. The beggars and crime bosses are able to locate and abduct him before the police arrive. So that's what happens next.
Yeah. Do you think that they were like, well, the state of this body was terrible. Like, you think he was just murdering, or was it like murder and
he was a raper.
I thought M standing for something else.
Oh, molester?
Yeah.
Well, the name of the movie original was "We're Looking for a Murderer." Basically, it's
okay.
It was literally translated. The original title is translated to "A City is Looking for a Murderer."
Hey.
And the M definitely marked murderer.
Yeah, but he was definitely doing all the M's.
I assume if you're into kids, like...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why wouldn't you murder, like, other people?
Yeah, if you just want to murder.
Yeah, just murder anybody.
I don't know. I don't want to get in the mind of a freak.
Yeah, true. Also, but, like, I feel like... I'll say this. I think a woman at this time could have gotten away with murder for her whole entire lifetime.
Oh, yeah. We're looking for a murderer. It's definitely a man, and he's definitely...
Right? Like, they would have never thought that it was a woman.
No, yeah, they didn't even try to think it was a woman.
No.
But to be honest, is it ever a woman?
Sometimes, but not that situation.
Little girls?
Yeah.
No way.
No. It's always just a hot teacher, and then you're like, well, the kid, he's doing pretty good.
Oh, you're talking about, like, a teen...
Yeah.
And you're like, well, you know.
Okay, yeah, it's like 16 and up.
Yeah, not
if
murder.
it's like a boy who's 16 and like a really hot like science teacher.
Oh, you're certainly not feeling bad for him.
No. Like, hey.
You're sliding him a high five under the table.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen the movie That's My Boy.
I know.
The whole thing is a joke about
and
that
he's
situation.
still in love.
If they switched...
Miss McGonagall, I swear.
They could never make a comedy about a man doing that.
Oh my gosh, it'd be disgusting.
They'd be like, what the F,
What is
dude?
this?
Get
Oh yeah,
lost.
like at the start of that movie, I was like, damn, Miss McGonagall? And there was like McGarrigle. McGonagall, who's that? Oh.
Harry Potter.
Damn, Miss McGonagall. Put your potions.
You could do worse.
How did Miss McGonagall look when she was...
I think
young?
Miss McGonagall was a bad
I don't think she was like a eye turner.
I bet she was like your classical pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll look up her name.
Yeah.
Her
Miss
name is
McGonagall.
Maggie Smith.
Maggie Smith? Yeah, I knew that.
You knew that?
I know it now.
All right. Well, it looks like she hasn't been young for some time.
Yeah, I know. She's 90.
This is the young Mrs. McGonagall.
Hey, she looks pretty good.
Yeah, she's a classic beauty.
She's got like big eyes, like that Queen's Gambit girl.
Yeah.
I was saying Queen's Gambit girl.
She looks really pretty in this one.
Yeah, she looks nice.
Yeah, good job, McGonagall.
All right, you want to play one of my games?
Yeah.
All right, this one's called Eins, Zwei, Drei.
All right.
And it's just word association.
Uh-huh.
We both say Eins, Zwei, Drei.
What does that mean?
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And then we say word association, but German. Not like German word, but just German.
Okay.
All right?
Wait, so like the game we typically play?
Yeah, but just specific to German.
Uh-huh.
And should be easy.
All right.
All right? It should be a quick game.
All right.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Eins, Zwei, Drei, Hitler.
Oh.
Ugh. Should have been so easy. Now we're in for trouble. Hitler and sauerkraut.
I got one.
Okay.
Eins, Zwei, Drei, Inglorious
Jew.
Bastards.
Okay.
They talk about sauerkraut and Glorious Bastards.
Oh, that was a tough one. All right. You got one?
Yes.
All right.
Eins, Zwei, Drei,
Bear Jew.
Well,
Okay.
that's
Yeah, that's fair.
Good job.
Okay, we won.
Yeah, one more time.
All right. You got a word?
Yeah.
All right. Eins, Zwei, Drei, Schnitzel.
Bratwurst.
Damn it! Huh.
I'm just thinking of a place that would serve both those things.
Oh, all right. Ah, that sucks. Eins, zwei, drei, City Cafe. All right.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, we're really good.
I think about a lot of German things.
Yeah.
Pretzels.
Yeah, that's
Strudel.
Strudel's dope.
Lederhosen.
Those could be left in the past.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean you
Well,
only
they just called them overalls, and now they wear them still.
you only wear lederhosen ironically.
Oh yeah, when you're going to Oktoberfest
But
or when you're
it's
doing
shocking
a podcast
how
on
many
German
times. Yeah, it's shocking how many times I've worn lederhosen like in my
fun.
life.
Movie.
No, I mean like I've at least worn lederhosen like at least 6 times.
That is a lot of time.
Like Janine pranked me or whatever,
Yeah.
made me wear a lederhosen that
you
time.
had to wear one for that chorus concert
I had to wear one for that chorus concert, and I still have a mark on my leg.
from that sheep. What isn't there like a
Yeah, like so.
goat there?
This guy Hunter had like he was the goat. He was an actual goat,
Yeah.
and I was like obviously on the leading role.
Uh-huh.
And
He was trying to take your shine.
there's supposed to be a goat in this scene, and he was super excited because he had actual goat horns.
Oh, I thought that was an actual goat there.
No,
Oh, okay, it was a fake
I wish
goat
I got
kid.
free.
Wow,
It was
he-
a kid,
He played a good goat.
and he ran my freaking leg and like scarred me for life.
Wow.
Good job. I mean, way to
Yeah.
play the role.
I mean, that is immersive.
Oh man, freaking Hunter Wallace. Oh,
Goat
Sorry.
horns. So the creep. Oh yeah, they hear him whistling a song, and the blind guy's like, "I know that guy. He did that." And so this one other guy, he's like, "Hey, that's the murderer. You know, follow him." And then that guy marks him with an M with chalk.
yeah, and then they get caught up at like an office space.
Yeah, the girl's like, "Hey, mister, what's that?" He sees it, and he knows he's being followed.
They get him completely surrounded. They're all looking at him. They're all staring, and then like one car goes across, and then he's gone.
Yeah, well, the office, like, dismissed.
Yeah, but no, before that, because like they're like looking at him, and they're all doing like this little shuffle.
I know, I was like, oh, he's trapped. Oh, never mind, he's gone.
Yeah, and then like one Ford was it Ford? Volkswagen?
Volkswagen is German.
Yeah, what did they have over there?
Volkswagen.
That was a Volkswagen?
Yeah, Hitler loved those.
Yeah.
The VW were made by the Nazis. Surprised they're still in business. No one likes to bring that up.
Yeah, which also reminds me of like the car dealership that's ALM. I always am
Lives
like,
Matter.
I know. I'm like,
I think of that all the time.
I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, guys.
It's like, yeah, like y'all are gonna get picked on.
You guys are screwed.
Yeah.
And I always
think
thought like if somebody had like,
Atlanta something luxury motors or something.
yeah, and like if somebody had like an ALM sticker, because you see them on
Oh,
cars
all the time.
I'm
I
like,
think of it every single
they're
time.
gonna
I
get
see it.
like their
taillights
car
are gone.
spray painted or
Yeah.
something.
That is funny.
Yeah, so that was tough. I bet they were pissed.
So the creep gets trapped in this building, and they're searching for him. And
They do a terrible job.
yeah, well, it was a pretty big building.
Yeah.
The bad guys attack like the cops. I was a little confused by that.
They attack them, so they have like watchmen for like the.
Security guards. Yeah.
And it's like they didn't want to get the cops involved, so they had to get those cops out of the way. But one of the ways they take out one of the watchmen is like this dude's on like a 6-story box, like Robin or some shit.
Yeah.
And then just like jumps off and attacks the guy. I thought it was the killer at first, but it was
Yeah.
just one of the like criminals.
Yeah, I know. I was shocked by that scene as well.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
And then the safecracker decides he's just gonna put on one of their uniforms.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah.
I think that's how they got in.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because he was like, hey, your lock's undone. He's like, how was that? And he's like, give me your money.
Ah. So the freak tries digging his way out with a pocket knife. I wrote.
Really?
I didn't know
I think
what
he was
did.
trying to he was trying to crack out of that attic door.
Ah.
And he was like sawing it down or something to like fit into something.
Yeah. So they're looking for this guy, and one of the security guards like rings the silent alarm, trips it.
Yeah, and he does it in Morse code, which I thought was crazy. Like he only had like a split second, and then they were like 3142. What does that mean? And he like sent a code to these people.
Oh, I did not notice that.
That's
No,
what
I don't think he did it in Morse code.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I think he just rang one, and it was like, "Where's 3142?" That was the alarm that sounded. Was number 3142,
Oh,
and then they knew where to go.
okay.
Yeah,
That makes a little more sense.
yeah.
But
Morse
still,
code is straight up letters anyway. You
Yeah.
spell them out, and it takes a long time to spell help.
yeah. I bet. Dot, 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 dash, dot, dot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So
could've been a
the
funny
cops are coming. They got 5 minutes to find this guy, and they got 6 more storage sheds to look through, and they finally find the bug-eyed cretin.
Yeah, and I mean,
Why did they
I wish they would have murdered him.
Yeah, true.
That was the only thing I was like, you guys need to kill this guy right
Big
now.
time. Why
Why did they give him a defense?
Because they were running a real kangaroo
Okay,
court. And they
yeah.
only gave him one guy. I mean, it was 1 versus 2,000.
Yeah, but if I was like defending that guy, I would have been like,
Suck it.
nothing.
Especially once he admitted it. At one point I said, what if this guy's not the bad guy?
Really?
I mean, at one point I was like, they never really showed it. I mean, he was licking his chops and stuff.
Yeah.
But what if that was the twist?
That would have been a crazy
It was
twist.
never him.
I kind of felt bad for the actor because, like, back then there wasn't stunt doubles or anything.
Uh-huh.
They were tossing this boy around.
Oh, yeah.
They were throwing him against walls.
Down
like
the
he was like,
stairs.
yeah. I
He
was like,
could've been
they're
a
gonna
dummy.
fall.
Sometimes I feel like it might not have been him.
I think we would have known if it was. Like they didn't have like it would have switched over and it would have been like a sack of potatoes.
Speaking of a classic, like editing one was that balloon going into the electrical wire.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
That was funny. Yeah, like it looked so funny. Like I don't think that electrical wire was real.
No,
Something was up.
something was up,
Something was up.
and they probably thought it was just a masterpiece.
Yeah. So, anyways, they get this cretin. And why did the security guards all appear dead? Did they just like beat him up?
They
really
just
good?
knocked him out.
They were all just like absolutely.
Yeah,
KO'd.
I don't know how long you stay knocked out from just getting like knocked out.
Yeah, punch. I mean,
A couple of minutes,
every fighting match I've ever seen, when someone's KO'd, they're like almost
eyes
getting up.
open. They
Yeah,
just kind of
like-
look like they're like,
Yeah, these guys
Not
all
there.
look like absolutely dead. They really went to town on this building that they were in, though. Like they tore that.
oh,
thing to
I didn't even
shreds.
know until they showed like the aftermath, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, they did that big hole in there, and they
Yeah.
like threw everything around.
Also, like apparently the security system was better off than I thought because
They got there.
I mean, like they were like afraid to open doors.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive.
I would have been like, "Yo, there's no way this door is gonna sound anything."
Yeah, just roll away the stone and walk in,
Yeah,
Chief.
just kick it. Yeah, like where are we? You guys don't even understand.
Yeah.
You guys don't have KMT.
So a couple of those criminals were left in that hole that they made.
Oh yeah, it was only one guy though.
I thought there was 2.
He kind of reminded me of Austin Pinland, the guy that got caught.
By looks.
Low key, kind of.
He did kind of look like Ben. So he gets caught and he folds on his boys real quick.
Well, they right when they brought homicide in,
They were like,
that was,
"Hey, if you don't
Tubbs.
tell us, you're going to be an accomplice to murder." He said, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa."
You know that old, it's got a funny name. It's got a name you're not supposed to say anymore.
What?
It was like, you know that old abandoned building, Luntz and
What is it?
Cunt, but it was spelled Kuntz.
I think it's just a German word.
Yeah.
Kunz.
Yeah. Hey, that's safe. It's a German word.
Yeah, it's German. You
Probably
say it
means
with a-
sausage or
You
something.
say it with an accent, you can say it. And it was like abandoned,
Yeah, after the Great Depression.
it was abandoned distillery. He said, "Yeah, the Great Depression took that one down." And I was like, "Wait, hold on."
Well, they could have been balling
This
out.
was 1931. I said, "I don't even think you know what the Great Depression is yet, Chief. You're about to really hit it full force."
Oh, snap. So they
Great
weren't
Depression was, I looked it up. This came out in 1931. Stock market crashed in 1929.
Okay.
So there was 2 years of it, but the Great Depression was 10 years long. And it hurt Germany extra hard because they were paying off from World War I.
Wow.
And that's when Hitler was like, "Hey, the Jews lost us the war." You know?
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Dang, son.
I think Germany was just...
They're going through tough
He
times.
was like, "Yeah, remember that Great Depression?" I'm like, "You're about to enter it, Chief."
But you're about to remember.
Yeah. So I think, I don't imagine like it was the brute force of it. It was just the first 2 years of it.
No, I doubt it.
So
I bet I bet after like 5 years though, like had to have been its peak.
yeah, that's what I'm.
They must have been in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dang.
So that was happening at this point. So
They get the guy and they
there was
interrogate
this
him.
one homeless guy who was eating sausage and he was drinking an absolute mega pint. Did you see his big?
Oh, I
cup
loved
there?
it. Oh,
Yeah.
every one of them, like the beer glasses were like wine glasses, but just megaphied.
Massive.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
doors were 10 feet tall. Like there were
guess
some
it was
weird
probably
things.
the equivalent of one of those giant like mugs that they have.
I don't think it was the homeless guy. I think it was like the guy that called in to like he rang the bell saying that there was a threat, and they were like, "Here you go, bro."
And here's a giant mega
Yeah,
pint
and he
of
was just
beer.
pounding like 64 ounces of cold beer.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, that was super beast. I wish they still had those glasses.
So that guy flips like a gymnast, and he tells him where his mates are.
Yeah, which
Why did that inspector
ruined.
go into the bath? He said, "Hold on a minute." He goes in the bathroom, soaks his hair, and comes back. Do you remember that part?
He was just stressed.
Yeah.
Had to get away for a
He was
second.
like, "Let me go do my hair."
Yeah,
So the freak gets taken to that distillery, and 100 adults are waiting on him. And when I was like, "Whoa,"
that was terrifying.
yeah, that was a pretty good scene.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean,
that
if
was
you walked
super
into
beast.
that, you're like, "Whoa."
Like they got me, and they threw him into like a basement, and then he's like, "What's going on? I don't know." And then he turns around, and it's like the whole entire town is like staring at him, and he's like pleading his case.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, what's going on? I don't know what's happening," and they're just like dead eye stare at this dude, and I was like, "This is pimp as shit."
Yeah. See, so that part was good.
That was the only part I really liked.
Yeah. So, anyways, he's like, eventually tells it on himself, and he's like, "I can't help it." Gives
No,
a
I'm
speech
so
about
sorry.
him. He's like, "You have and the defense attorney was like talking to the safecracker. He's like, "You have 3 murder charges. What it leaves you to, like gives you the right to."
Yeah, but
do
also
this?"
the guy's like,
well, they weren't
he was
children.
like, "I bet
you
you're
freak."
proud." Yeah, so true.
Yeah.
But he was like, "I bet you're proud when you crack a safe. I bet you're proud when you cheat in playing cards." And it's like, yeah, that's fine. That's a little. Those are little petty crimes
Like,
that you would like.
might,
Yeah,
just a little
you're
bit.
murdering and hopefully not doing anything else, but you're doing some terrible things to kids.
Yeah.
F you.
And we don't play those games, Chief. You're getting creamed.
Yeah, especially when the kid's name is Elsie.
Yeah. True.
Chach.
So he gives his "I can't help it" speech, which was a pretty good scene. And I said, "You know what? I don't care. Put a bullet in his head. I don't care if
Oh,
you're a creep."
I was like,
I was thinking,
I said, burn this dude alive right here.
Yeah.
And then they all ran at him, and I'm like, beat him.
yeah.
I mean, like, stone this dude for all I care. I was hoping he would die right there.
If you
And then the
plead
cops pulled up.
insanity, I don't care if you are this guy and you are literally insane, which I'm sure you are. You're murdering kids. You're a freak.
Yeah.
You should still be put to death.
Yeah, if
We
you
don't
plead
need you
insanity, I'm going to put you in a dark hole and make you go completely insane.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to, like, give you medicine to try and make you feel better.
I'm not trying to fix the guy. Like,
I don't care.
If you got fixed, there's no way you're making it back on the streets after killing 9 kids.
You shouldn't.
No.
But they were worried about that, and they should have killed the guy.
Yeah, so that brings me to the last one. The resolution. Following action first. The crime bosses hold a kangaroo court in order to charge and prosecute the child murderer. He admits to his crime and pleads insanity as the cause. The people of Berlin are unfazed by his plea and wish to kill the man.
Yeah.
And then
good.
the resolution. Right as it appears the murderer will be put to death by the kangaroo court, the police arrive at the abandoned distillery and halt the chaos. The movie ends as a panel of judges prepare to deliver a verdict of Beckert's real trial. 3 mothers of his victims weep in the gallery. Elsie's mother says, "No sentence will bring the dead children back." And then, "One has to keep closer watch over the children." The screen fades to black as she adds, "All of you."
Yeah.
That was the end.
Yeah, they should have given all 3 of those moms a knife and said, "Go nuts." I don't care, dude. Like, that situation, like, they could have stabbed him 3,022 times to a point where he's just like ground beef.
Yeah.
And I would have said, justice has been served.
Yeah,
This
so-
dude needed to die by the end of this movie, and I would have been like I would have given it a better rating.
Yeah.
But he didn't die.
So the public
Congratulations.
was about. They basically decided, we don't care. You're nuts. We're gonna kill you, and they're getting ready to kill him. And the police come and stop him. And at the end, it just shows that he's getting like your classic standard real trial.
Yeah.
And you don't know if he gets put to death or if he gets death penalty or if he
And
goes
it
to
was
jail.
a lame way to end it.
The ending sucked.
I wanted him to die. All right, I just sent John a script.
Okay.
It's a script from a movie you may know. So if you want to guess, but you have your lines, I have mine, and at the end you can try and guess what the movie is.
Okay.
All right. Kannst du glauben, dass das Geist?
Barry. Kann es nicht glauben, ich hol dich ab. Barry steckt seinen Stackel in einen Spitze.
Es zoomet aus sein Satchel geswirrt, testet die Schraff mit dem Finger.
Barry singt scharf aus Winkel.
Barry schwebt den Fleur in Tang und reicht das Trappengender hinter.
Barrys Mutter Janet Benson, Easton der Kusch, Janet Benson.
Barry, warum benutzt du nicht dein Trap? Dein Weiterheit dafür Gutsgeld bezahlt. Yeah, any guesses?
The end makes me think Darth Vader,
No.
but I don't know who the hell Barry or Janet Benson are.
You'll know.
Barry Benson.
It's the B movie. Sounds like a murder scene. Like the German language, bro.
Well, the way you first said it made me feel like I needed to yell it back at you.
Yeah, true, but that's how Germans always talk. All right, how you feeling? You got another game?
Yeah, one last game.
All right.
All right. This game is just called Older or Younger.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you someone famous and if they were born older or younger than this movie.
Okay.
Or if they're older than younger than this movie. If they're dead, they're still just whenever they were born.
Older or younger than what?
Were they born before 1931 or after 1931?
Okay.
The movie was 1931. Clint Eastwood.
Younger. No.
Older. He was born in 1930.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would have said younger.
Yeah.
I get it.
Morgan Freeman.
Younger.
He is, in fact, younger. Anne Frank.
Older.
She is older. Martin Luther King Jr.
Older.
He is older.
Nice.
Him and Anne Frank were both born in 1929.
That's crazy.
How are Martin Luther King and Anne Frank the same age?
That's like how like Shakespeare or some shit died in like the 90s.
Or like Pablo Picasso is from like
That's what I was
the
thinking.
60s,
Probably
I
Picasso,
think.
yeah.
That's when he died or something.
Not Shakespeare.
Marilyn Monroe.
Older. Younger.
Which one?
Older.
Good. She was 1926. Betty White.
Younger.
Older. She's 1922.
She was okay.
She's gonna be 100. Stan Lee.
Younger.
Also older, 1922.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
Good job, Stan.
Great job, Stan. Willie Nelson.
Younger.
He is younger, 1933.
Dang. They're old.
Yeah, they are old. Some of these people, these pictures of them too,
Gross.
tough. Regis Philbin.
Younger.
Tricky. He was born in 1931.
Oh, what? Regis was? Is he dead?
Yeah, he's dead. He died in 2020.
Tough.
It is. Johnny Cash.
Older.
Younger, 1932.
Oh, he seems like he's been around for a while.
Yeah, I mean, this is a while.
Yeah.
He's been dead for a while.
Not a
too.
long while.
He's been dead for 20 years. Wow.
Wow.
All right.
What? I was 6 when he died?
Are you 26 right now?
Yeah.
Well, he was born in 2003. Okay, that gives you 7.
He was born in 2003.
Died in 2003.
We're about to have a legend
He
on
was
our hands.
heavenly born in 2003. Professor McGonagall.
Older.
Younger. She was born in 1934.
I suck at this game.
Elvis Presley.
Older.
Younger. 1935.
Son of a bitch.
McGonagall is older than Elvis.
Yeah, well, he ate too many peanut butter, bacon, and banana sandwiches. Did you ever watch that movie?
Oh, yeah. It's a good movie.
Oh, really? I haven't seen it. Saw Tom Hanks was in it, and I hate that guy.
Bully's mom, Mama.
Older.
Older. 1918.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Bully.
Younger.
He is younger. He's got to be. That would mean she was 13 when she had him. If he was.
He's like 84, 86.
Yeah. So 31. This movie is like 92 years old.
Yeah, I could imagine being a young, ripe 10-year-old bully and seeing this movie on, like, I don't know, like the side of like a barn or something and being like, this is a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I can see that.
If I had to choose between like eating
why I gave it
bland potatoes
Yeah.
and watching a movie,
Uh-huh.
I'd pick a movie every time.
Yeah, of course. But why can't you have both potatoes and movie?
Oh, you could. This is before popcorn too, so they were probably just.
When do you think popcorn started being a movie snack?
I don't know. They were probably just eating hard kernels. I wish we'd make these better.
Is there anything we could do?
What can we do? My teeth hurt.
Have you tried heating them up?
I mean,
That's why so many of them have dentures.
yeah.
Bill Cosby,
Younger.
younger. Morgan Freeman.
You already did that.
Him and
Younger.
Him and Bill Cosby were born the same year.
But not the same person.
But Jimmy Carter.
Older.
In fact, he is. George H.W. Bush.
Younger.
Both older and both born in 1924.
Wow, what a legendary year.
Jimmy Carter is still alive.
Didn't Jimmy Carter suck? He's alive?
He's also from Georgia, but yeah, he was a very bad president.
Okay.
He's on his way out.
Yeah.
He recently said, I think,
I'm on my way out.
Yeah.
And we were like, we know, Jimmy.
yeah, you have been for some time, Chief. Marilyn Monroe.
You already did that.
Well,
What is the order of your list?
The picture of people
Oh, okay.
born in that year. It's kind of tough to keep up with. Mr. Rogers.
Older.
He is older.
Jeez. But he had color TV.
Yeah, well, he was
He was
old.
like 60
He
when
was
he had
old
it,
when
yeah.
he was running shit. How about the guy who played Dumbledore the first time? Richard Harris.
Younger.
Older. He was born in
I should have
1930.
said older.
Him and Clint Eastwood are the same age.
Cool.
What about Neil Armstrong?
Younger.
Older. Same age as Clint Eastwood and Dumbledore.
Jeez.
What about Buzz Aldrin?
Older?
Older. Same age as...
Yeah. I'm getting the trend.
Yeah. All right. What about James Earl Jones?
Younger.
Same year.
Okay.
Tough to say.
Yeah, we don't know the air date, but who cares?
Yeah.
You good?
I'm good.
I'm good. I did my games.
All right. Wait, hold on. On Wednesday, we have Ted Lasso, but next movie on the top 100 list.
Oh, great.
What?
I don't know. It's going to be like 1940.
I think some of them are going to be good movies.
Okay. I'll keep.
Where did we end up with that one? We went with 6.2.
6.2.
All right, that's fair. I think it's fine. There's going to be a lot of good movies on this list, but there are also 100 movies. So.
I'm pretty much thinking like the first 50 movies I'm not going to like too much.
Oh, wow. This is going to be tough.
What?
I think this list has changed since I last looked at it.
Is M even number 100?
Now it's number 95. It must have gone up since we got people to watch
Wow.
it. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at
Look at us.
Look at us.
It'll be number 1 soon.
The firsts are going to be tough.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be tough for
It's
some
like
time.
the ones that are hanging
It's a
on.
Wonderful Life was made in 1946, and it is a great movie.
Oh,
It's
really?
number 85.
Okay.
It's a great movie.
All right, so
So maybe
85.
some of the other ones are better.
I hope so.
I hope so, too.
Boy.
Next one was made in 1963, so that should be a little bit of a jump in.
Yeah, we got to figure out our May schedule. I know Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is going to be on there.
What was
That's
the one
like
I
the
just said?
5th.
Oh, the Peter Pan movie.
Ugh.
You don't want to watch it?
I'll watch it, but ugh.
It's going to be on Disney and interesting.
I'm going to watch it. Hey, who's Peter Pan?
Who is he?
No, I
plays
know.
him?
Like, yeah.
I don't know, but I think Hook is played by.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's new actor, and then Hook is the
Jude Law.
British. Yeah,
Yeah.
that dude.
All right. Well, good pod.
All right, cool.
Thanks for listening.
See you Wednesday.
Tune in.